Alright guys, can you see it now? Can you see me on the stream? I guess we have to wait for the commercials to kick back in. So we'll just wait. See what the hell happens. I don't know what happened. I didn't even hit mute on the damn thing. I just walked out of the room. So it's a good thing you guys are still in the stream so that I can see, rather you're in the chat so I can see what you're writing so I know what's going on when the stream dies. Feel free to scream in the chat if the stream does go down, like, you know, stream's down during this whole thing, because we'll just kind of keep pulling this back up. But so yeah, quarter note, I agree that I'm just going to catch up on everything here. Quarter note, I agree that the in-jokes will fall apart if you don't have them day after day. Obviously that sucks. Somebody had mentioned that they do 60-minute shows with their improv troupe and that they have in college. It's really cool. We do 90-minute shows. We found over time that 90 minutes tend to exhaust us, and we tend to do it all in about like 80 minutes of time anyway. And then, you know, everybody in my cast is happy because they're just completely exhausted. That's a hold from when we were 20, when we weren't entirely exhausted by the end, but now you're in your 30s and it's like, that's what happens. Crow, C-R-O-W, is something that I'm not familiar with. I don't really know what you refer to when you say that. But we mostly do theater sports style, Whose Line Is It Anyway style type of stuff. It's all structured around games. And then the more you do something, you get used to over time how the how a game works, and so then we will start to change the game. And actually, we've been, because if you do a game enough times, you get super bored of it. So we have, on occasion, actually changed up a game to suit us better. Actually, a new thing that we're doing is, boy, that was stupid. There we go. A new thing we're doing is Nightmare Noir, where we've taken the game Actor's Nightmare, where one or two people will be reading out of they'll be reading all their lines out of a script book, basically a book from somebody in the audience. And when you're at a manga convention, there's lots of manga in an audience, so they always bring manga to read in case we're not very interesting, I guess. Let's go up. Oh, that's not gonna work. Okay. Let's go up again. Nope. Whoops. So, naturally, whoa, crap. Gonna die. Totally gonna die because I'm garbage. But yeah, Nightmare Noir is, so you start with Actor's Nightmare, where you only allow people to read lines out of books, and then you take another person and you give them the ability to play it like a film noir, so they can narrate what the other people are doing. And we've seen it work really well. We've seen it work kind of not very well. But we're still, I mean, it's one of those things, you know, you work on it and you hope to hell that by enough play you get the feel of it down, that everyone's going to understand how this thing works. I wonder if I should go up. Let's go up and see what's up here. Anything? Oh, it's just where those things come from. Okay, never mind. No, eat it. Eat it every day. It's very, a lot of those things can be very hit or miss. So, you know, we try to do experiments and play with stuff. We try to do that. I mean, we do it all on stage because we don't have enough time to practice. One of our problems is a lot of the stuff that because we're all from different areas, we don't get a lot of time to come back and practice, which then means that we have to do we have to try to do as many warm-ups as we can at an event, and then also at the same time, I feel like there's something way down here. I was wrong. I was so wrong. So then we at least try to get together so that like at an event we try to do warm-ups, and we don't always do warm-ups, which kind of sucks, but whoa, hell. I want to kill these things. Whoop. I guess I couldn't kill them in the other game, so I'm not going to kill them here either. Oh, character relationship, objective and where. That's interesting. That makes a lot of sense. I can see how that how that would come together. My 2 top favorite audio video texts for Desert Bus. My wife was one of them, so I would have to give it up to her right away, Lord Hosk. It's funny because Ian and I have been friends for many, many years, so then I guess I should also give it to him because I've known him the longest as well. I mean, I love doing it too. It's so hard, hard to pick favorites. I love Alex to death, and I think Johnny's wonderful at what he does, getting everything put together, so... Anyway, and I know there have been other people, but... Yeah, quarter note, so clearly you were at Odafest, so you saw the show. I'm going to reference a couple more things. You had said that, you know, I noticed that you don't actually play so much as you run the games. That's, it's an astute observation, and it's not because I don't like playing, or rather, the reason for it is because I found that over the years having a dedicated host, rather than trading back and forth, keeps the whole thing a little more consistent. Everyone feels, the audience feels that whatever is going on, there's always one person that you can kind of rely upon as being the big heavy, and I happen to have the most experience doing it at the time, so I wanted to keep doing it. When we formed SCT, I had run a couple shows on my own and really enjoyed it, so I thought, well, I'd like to continue doing this because I think it's a lot of fun. Do we go up or do we go down? I wonder. I guess we can go up. Let's see what happens. And so I came to like hosting because I felt like it was a really good exercise in trying to keep things going faster and faster, making the splits between games better. And I'd also worked out the way we run our the improv troupe is that we're a collective. We don't, which is also super hard. But we try to, if we're going to make decisions, we try to let everybody have a say in the decision that's being made. And that can be really rough because trying to make a decision by committee, anyone who's worked in a committee knows that that can be damn near impossible. We're trying to loosen that up a little bit now because we're finding that we want to make people do want to make some more changes. So, oh yeah, those coins at the beginning were in the shape of an arrow pointing up. I guess I could go up. Actually, I'm not going to do that here. Let's not worry about that for now. I'm going to go do this thing, and we'll worry about it in a bit. Yeah, hang on a second, because I'm going to roll back. There's another question as well that I saw go by. Yeah, all the improving that goes up on stage, all that stuff I love to be... Wow, there actually is another screen I could be staring at when I hit start. That's so cool. Neato. And there's abilities and stuff. Oh, I'm missing one. Okay, well that's that. So yeah, when I run the games, it's not because I can't play them, it's because I've gotten very used to not being able to do that. And so you'll notice I come up with a guitar, and so that's my moments to do stuff on stage. So when I run up a scene list at the beginning, I do one word story at the beginning and halftime at the end, because that's a way for me to have some fun. I have actually been pushed into playing more games by other people because they have said that, why aren't you coming out on stage more? Like my own teammates saying, why don't you come out on stage more and play with us? And it's like, I want to come out on stage more and play with you, but I want to just wear you guys out. Like, I want you to do a lot of work. So me playing guitar, those are the other 3 moments in which I mark myself to do something on stage. Plus I also call for change, because anybody can call for change. I just choose to call for change because I really love doing it. And then you know, that's my area of involvement, is that they're more style hosting style duties, but you know, that's how that kind of works. Let's have a see here. See, Let's Have Toast. You have all those practices, which is a great idea. We never really got into the habit of doing that when we were all living in the same city and part of a different improv troupe. And then as we started to move away, we realized we didn't have time to do it. So we tried to do warm-ups at the event. This last time for Odafest, though, I don't remember us ever doing a warm-up like before all of the shows. I think we did a warm-up before one of the shows. But, and Cordano, yeah, as far as Blarney Stone goes, he wanted to try something new. He wanted to try being the elf, the little tiny elf on his knees, because it can be exhausting to jump around. And we all told him later, we're like, no, you have to go back to being the leprechaun. It's way funnier. So, yeah. And Mangled Pixel, also, yeah, you make a good point. There's always some stuff that doesn't work out, so you end up having to move on from there. I'm going to have a sip again. And did I just go down again? No, I'm still streaming, so that's good. Okay, so go back. Oh, right, you have to... That's... Okay, I can bust those. That makes sense. Well, not really, I mean... I wish I had the sub pop. That would be cool, then I could shoot stuff. But we'll explore with this for a while. It'll be fun. Oh, crap. Loopers? No! I hate you so much. Ugh. How do I go back? I guess I just turn around and go back. That's cute. I wonder if those things will kill me. Maybe, maybe not. Crap! There's nothing up here, right? Nope, nothing to worry about up there for now. Well, Ian is going to move to Victoria fairly soon. So when he comes in, I am looking forward to having him join me on the stream. I imagine he might even try to drop in to see other people on the stream, depending on what his work schedule is like. And damn. Oh crap. Oh well. Lost that good news. Okay, well let's just move that over then. Jesus. Is it way up here where I'm supposed to go? Probably not. If I fall down a hole, I might just do that. Okay, well, I got to avoid that piece, which is good, because that would suck. Alright, let's just go this way. Yeah, we're all pretty excited for Ian and Corey moving out of Edmonton. I think it'll be a lot of fun to have him here for a lot more stuff, do a lot more LRR-related things. Then if we do something like, when we do SkinoCon next, we can actually do Late Night Dubfight at SkinoCon, and we can do Doki Doki QQ Challenge at SkinoCon after that. And actually, as I've heard from some of the from other executives at other conventions who have loved bringing us in the past, they have said, yeah, so because they said we don't want to bring you this year. And it's like, well, why not? It's like, well, you're too damn expensive. We have to truck everybody in from all over the place. Now, not to be a dick about it, but Otafest in Calgary manages to bring everybody out from all over the place. And I know that, you know, that doesn't necessarily mean that everybody has, you know, the same, I'm gonna just straight die. Like, that's it. It's all over. Oh, maybe not. Oh, yes. Nope, probably gonna just straight up die. I know not everybody has the same budget, but Otafest has been doing really good. So it kind of when somebody says, you know, we can't afford you, and I'm thinking, yeah, but you can afford to bring in all these other people, and you can't just find a little more money to bring us out. It's kind of like, please, but you know. Anyway. Oh, that's right. Ian did Skype in for Book of Passwords, so he got to be on something first already. He got to be in somebody else's show before mine. Jesus. That was pretty cool. So he doesn't get to be on mine first, but yeah. I wouldn't say it's straight BS, but it does kind of feel like, you know, oh, couldn't we find a way to make it work? Like, I mean, we're like C tier, right? You have your A tier, like your Japanese guests. You have your B tier, like voice actors and bands and stuff like that. And I kind of figure we're like C tier, which is why when we do stuff, we do a very odd enemy awaits me. All right, thanks, Perry. Shaped like a star, spotted all over. Who's wood, wavy beach, clean glacier. Over and over to defeat it. So be prepared to find it. Okay. Oh, that doesn't go that way. I bet you this doesn't go this way. Okay. But I like to think that what we're able to do is provide a lot more value. Because it's all, you know, you guys play Magic, most of you. It's all about straight. Oh, you blow on the mic to shoot. Right. Thank you. Don't know why I didn't process that when you said that before. Sorry, guys. I'm missing like 2 more toads. Screw it, not important. We'll come back for them later. And I got one thing. It's, we do 3 shows, right, generally, on a weekend, because it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we'll do a Friday show and a Sunday show, which are PG-13. We're trying to promote that we're not an all-ages show. It's not G-rated comedy. It's going to be PG-13, so we say the word fuck on stage by accident, because we try not to say it on purpose. Then it's a thing. You know, it's like, please don't be bent out of shape because you might hear us say that word. We try not to, you know, but sometimes it happens. And so, we do those 2 shows. It's 90 minutes apiece for each one of those. We also do a late night show generally. That's kind of our excuse to run a little bit wilder. It's an 18+ show, so we get ID'd for that. People find that really exciting to come and attend, and we're like, okay, well, if you like doing it, if you like seeing us do it, we'd be more than happy to do that kind of stuff. Quarter note, I'll get to your question in a second. We do Doki Doki QQ Challenge, like I mentioned, that's 60 minutes. We do Late Night Dub Fright, which is 60 minutes. We do a bunch of panels, like Acting for Cosplayers, which is helmed by Ryan Caron, who lives in Vancouver, and he teaches cosplayers the, not method acting, but the other method, the something. I always forget what it's called, but it's the one where it's based on speed, weight, and intent. So direct versus indirect, light versus heavy, fast versus slow, and using those as a way to kind of make a combination to understand what your character's like, and then you can build a character based off that. There's also, let's go to the shop, I got lots of money. What are some of the other things we do? We do, let's, Vibe Tea, I think sounds good because we can afford that at the moment, so let's just do that. Cool. Come back a second later. Good. Okay. And we're out of Vibe Tea, I guess, for now. So I have to buy more tough coffee, but that's easy enough. So what else? How to improv, usually a 2-hour panel. So we'll do that as a thing. I do improv for role players, which is a thing where we teach people. I take the tenets of improv, so it's an instructional. It's not a workshop; it's a seminar. So you sit and listen to me talk, but it's basically taking the tenets of improv, like the easiest ones, the ones people get right away, like no blocking, no wimping, and no steamrolling. Not things like status, not things like how to build a scene, like that kind of stuff. It's saying take more of the guidelines when you're on stage, the reaction guidelines, and then apply those to how you play a game with other people, and how players should play with each other, and how GM should play with players, and how you should all interact with each other, and why you're trying to work together. Someone's going to eventually come up with the name of this, I'm sure, for me, but it's the I can't remember what it is, but you'll figure it out. It's not method. Everybody talks about method acting, but it's not that. And then what else do we do? Oh yeah, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed my my improv for role players panel. I also do roll your own con, which is usually about 60 minutes. It works better in 90 minutes, but the idea of it is that you're a spin the platform styles to help Peach reach the top. All right, it's timing. So the roll your own con is about making. It's about if you want to hold your own convention. Whoops. If you want to hold your own convention, what are some of the things you need to keep in mind? Because sometimes people don't. I've run into a lot of cases where people don't really get all the things that go into a convention. They're like, yeah, I'm going to run a con, and it's like, that's really awesome. Have you thought enough about all the different things you're going to need to consider to make this happen? No, damn it, the same one. Okay, I'll slow down. They don't always think about stuff about, like, okay, so you got your theme, right? Have you picked out your venue yet? Oh, we'll probably just have it in our high school. Well, how much is that going to cost? Well, they'll probably just give it to us for free. Okay, now we have to stop talking because you need to go plan this out a little bit more carefully. There we go. I'm so near the top. How frustrating. Sometimes it's things like, oh, well, I have staff or I have my volunteers and stuff, okay, great. And so, yeah, we're going to do all these things. I'm like, well, do you have the people who are going to, do you have enough volunteers to staff all of that? How are you going to let people in? How are you going to handle those kind of things? And so it's one of those things where it's like, I'm going to run over everything and point out to you things that I think you need to know about so that when you actually do hold a convention yourself, or if you're going to plan one, or if you're going to work on one, understand this is what everybody else is doing. So if you come to a con and you meet somebody whose job it is programming, their job encompasses these kind of things that they had to think about in order to get going on that. And that'll help you that if you want to join the programming team, then you'll be thinking about those same kind of things, and then they hopefully will be teaching you more about how that stuff works. It's pretty good. So Arclight, where are you located, actually? Oh, in Toronto. I've been to Anime North. When I was part of the 404s, they flew out a few people from the 404s. Actually, Anime North is kind of one of the reasons I stopped being in the 404s, in a way. It has nothing to do with Anime North. Specifically, it has everything to do with some shit in the 404s. But we started SCT because of some drama that happened in our troupe. and it tangentially related to stuff that was going on with Anime North. And so you're in Ottawa, okay. Yeah, you would definitely have to fly us out. But here's the thing. There's 7 of us performers and 2 of us crew in the group. You don't have to bring all of us in order to do stuff. You just have to bring the ones that are doing the things that you want to see. So we might get away with only having to fly out 5 people total, right? 1 crew member and 4 performers might be enough to actually do everything that you would want us to do at your event. And so that's kind of a... If you wanted to see that work... that's contact the convention and say, hey, these guys are really cool. You should go look at the stuff that they do, and you know, we negotiate, because it's usually travel, accommodations, and a performance fee. And if a con doesn't have a lot of money, I mean, obviously we try to negotiate them as much as possible to try to work out a way to make that come together. Then maybe we pick up our own accommodations, right? We share a hotel room or something. But yeah, it could be a lot of fun if they're kind of feeling that. So. Real Gamer Cow. How do people to role play more and to role play less? That's hard, because it's up to the people who actually, because I don't do a lot of, I've done my tabletopping, but I don't do a ton of tabletopping. And I might have stuff to say about that, but we'll see. See if I can. Let me just see if I can find the other thing that was in here. Quarter note. Ever been talk of getting more SCT people at Desert Bus? Well, Heather's been there, but Heather's not a stage performer. She's one of our crew members. Ian's been there. Corey has been there, but she, again, is one of our crew and not one of our stage performers. Dan has been there. If you've seen Dan Ross, he's a member of SCT. There have been talks in the past about Will and Ryan coming out to enjoy some time in Victoria with us. We have to be careful about how we do stuff like that, because this is a loading ready run thing, right? You know, and if we show up and we're going to be there to have fun, it's fun. But if you're going to come out, it's like when Taka comes out, right? When Taka comes out from Prince George, that's a lot of time he spends to come do things. And when he's out here, we want to make use of him, like help him entertain people. So the cleans ink with water, falls asleep, pops bubbles as good as possible. Okay. I think I can do that. So same things with Will and Ryan. If we got them to come out to do stuff with us, yay! So happy. Wow! 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 Holy! What? Ugh! Yuck! Oh my! Cool. All right. There we go. Okay. Sorry, gonna be a little quiet while I try to deal with this. Whoa, I got sucked up. Wow, why won't that go away? There we go. There we go. Have to wait for that to blink. There we go. Couple more. I would say that I've always felt that part of being a good game master or dungeon master, however you want to look at it, your role is to facilitate everyone else's fun, right? Which means to let your players fail, because I guess maybe it's, there we go. I popped his bubble. Oh no, no, let go of me, you dink. Let go of me. I'm gonna die. Oh. You should have let go of me because I was going to die. I have to catch up on all this crap that you guys are talking about because it's interesting. LeBron! That sounds right. It's LeBron movement. He found it. Thank God. Let's have toast. Your college troop doesn't charge. That's how we were back in the day. We got to a point though where we were very, very very poor, and we needed to make up the difference because it costs a lot of money when you're doing a lot of cons. We were doing 14 trips in a year. We were staying very, very busy doing all these different conventions, and it just turned into a thing where it's like, wow, we really need to fix that. Yeah, if when you're role playing, if you're finding that it's introducing a character-based consequence generally is what does it, and generally if somebody is being a jerk to other players while they're playing, you can let that solve itself, but it generally won't. GMs kind of have to introduce a consequence. Sometimes you can take a consequence, especially if they have like a favorite thing, and you can twist that and use it against them. And then you can have that, you know, have a bad guy steal one of their favorite items or something like that, and turn it into a thing where the rest of the crew is they're the only ones who can actually work to help him get that thing back, and that will take some cajoling, but it might hopefully bring the whole troop together, or it can make everybody just start infighting with each other. If somebody is being a dick, you can also make the character-based consequence not be against them, but you can actually play a little jujitsu and take the shitty thing they're doing and turn it into something to use against the rest of the troop. Because at that point, then the whole troop will say, well, hang on a minute, that's some garbage. Or if this person has an ounce of compassion, they will be like, I probably didn't want to have that happen, because now the rest of the troop's characters are suffering. So, yeah, and Aaron has a good point. If somebody's doing some min-maxing bullshit and it's not fair to the rest of the party, find a way to give the person a challenge with the creatures that you're putting down for them, just so they can see why this kind of crap's coming together that way. But I mean, you're there to have fun, so you try to make fun. Quarter note, you said that LRR tries to make it clear that, you know, Desert Bus is not lure exclusive, and you're right. It is not a lure exclusive thing. It is something that's kind of open for all of us to come and enjoy. But I try to be, when I first showed up, I was very respectful of the space that I occupy, in which I don't know what's actually going on here. I don't know what is asked of me. Like in Desert Bus 5, it's like, I don't know what my involvement is supposed to be here. I'll bring my guitar, I'm here to have fun. If people want me to hang out and do stuff, then I'm totally going to do that. I fell in with Team Zeta because it was comfortable. It was like, well, there's not a lot of people here. It's in a way, it's kind of lower stakes. It's probably also the only people who are going to really enjoy hearing me play J-pop is all the people from Asia. Ah! Let me go. There we go. So I was like, well, this works out then too, because I will be playing to mostly to them. But there certainly is. You know, I want to be sure that anything that I do is respectful of the groundwork that's been laid out before me. And so I try to, when I brought that up to the rest of the troop, I'm like, people from SCT can totally come out and be a part of this if they want to, and in fact, I'm sure that'll be great, but all we have to do is be mindful of the fact that, like, if there's an auction gonna happen, or if there's something else that's gonna happen, that we have to, be prepared to dial back our silliness while other things are going on. And so I've normally said to people, come in the nighttime, because that's when it's going to be the easiest to actually get on doing stuff, because there's usually less going on. It just means that you have to be willing to come by in the nighttime. Sorry, I'm just going to pause here for a second and roll through everything else. Doopy-doopy-doo. Yeah, let's have toast. Sorry about... Will is working on getting us a lot of Facebook likes, so sorry we have way more Facebook likes than you, I guess, but I don't play the numbers game. He likes to, so I let him go hard after that kind of thing. I shouldn't say I let him, that's BS. He goes hard after it, and I'm thinking that's good. If he wants to drum up more Facebook likes, he should totally do that. I just like to feel like people are doing, you know, the people come out and they like what is written. Like, we sold like 150 buttons this weekend at $1 each. That's good for us. That money ends up going to help us out with little things here and there. You help us raise money to do things like t-shirts and whatnot. We tried to do t-shirts before, it didn't really take off. We'll probably try to do it again this year. We'll see. Yeah, Lord Hosk, as far as, if you want to know my opinion on Midwest Media Expo, the way I felt about it is that seeing other cons run other, seeing other cons run secondary conventions is that more often than not, these the people who when you want to run a secondary con, it's like, well, the people who run the primary con aren't entirely interested in continuing to run that primary con, right? They're kind of like, oh god, that's so much work, I don't want to have to keep doing this. And so, oh god. Let me go, let me go, let me go, let me go! No, let me go! Ah! Is that they end up opening up roles in the con for other people. So maybe the director of programming might have been somebody's subordinate last year. And so you might have your chairperson at the top and a few of the other people running it. They might have made decisions that this is the way we're gonna, you know, we're gonna run things like this, and people will be like, okay, yeah, I understand this, and I'm willing to, you know, hey, so and so's in charge, which is great because that's what we want. But then people who are directors, they might have had a lower position last year and they haven't been used to setting that stuff up. That's what I've noticed with other cons, is that sometimes they'll use their smaller con or the secondary con as like a warm up for people who they're hoping will take over in the future. That's not always the case, obviously. You can never be sure exactly why a con will have that kind of thing falling over. It might be because it's they're dealing with a whole bunch of new people and they're just not used to, you know, the kinds of things that they've been bringing in. I don't know if that's the case or not, and what happened with Midwest Media Expo from your perspective, but I try to give people the benefit of the doubt in cases like that, because, you know, I figure that they're probably having they must have had a hard time with it for some reason. Nobody ever wants to do a job that's kind of lacking in any way, obviously, so... Will I get a driver shift this year? Quarternote asks. Probably not. Oh, I hit you! For God's sakes. I will probably not get a driver shift this year, Quarternote. We have a lot of... How do I get out of this? Why can't I get out of this? Wow! Holy crap! I tried hitting everything on the screen? Greshix, I tried turning on my rage even like near the end. Maybe it was too late to do that, but I'll have to remember to do that next time. But wow, that was crazy. But yeah, there's just... we have so many good drivers, so many people up for driving that like to drive. And I think if someday, you know, if they said, oh, Beej, do you want a driving shift? I'd probably be like, yeah, that sounds like fun. Maybe I'll do that, right? But, I don't necessarily, need to have a driver shift as far as I'm concerned. I was actually talking with James, and he had said that, you know, we need to find you a way to concentrate on being talent again, like being co-pilot and stuff, this coming year. And I was like, well, that sounds good to me, because that sounds like a lot of fun. So we'll see what happens. I mean, Desert Bus planning is, it's actually starting pretty soon. So I'm looking forward to it. There we go. And we'll wash all that mess away. That was weird. I thought that would have totally hit him, but I guess it does not. There we go. The music gets so weird when she's sad. Okay. Ah! Yeah, we had a we played a game of Call of Cthulhu one time where one of our characters, played by a guy who'd never played before, and he decided, I'm gonna play a 14-year-old runaway that's got double D breasts and a blackjack. And we're like, really? Okay. Shit. Can we convince you to not do that? Because that's kind of, well, whatever, doesn't really matter. It was a one, and we were playing a one-shot. And no. I can't. How do I get out of your frickin' hand? Really? Really? No, he just straight kills you. If he catches you with one thing left, he'll just do that. Admiral Memo, I will be at the Desert Bus 8 meeting that's coming up, so. Anyway, so, when that happened, no, her blackjack was not her double Ds, and what we, what ended up happening is, because he wandered away from the group, or she wandered away from the group, because it was a lady character, to go do other stuff, I was hitting everything on the screen to try to make stuff happen, and I was doing it, like, trying to tap each thing, and nothing would let me do anything, so I guess I'm essentially screwed. So, because he walked away from the rest of the team, and his plan was, I'm going to convince the intern in the insane asylum to tell me everything I need to know about my my parents, because that's part of my backstory. And we're like, this is a one-shot. And so I'm going to convince. I think all the information on my parents is actually here in this insane asylum. So I'm going to try to seduce this guy, and by dressing up as a mental patient, because that's appealing, I guess. But dress up as a mental patient. And then when he puts me in the cell, I'm going to try to seduce him into doing stuff with me, and then I'm going to hit him with my blackjack and threaten him to tell me everything that I want to know, or else I will, you know, I'll just straight up kill him. And we're like, that's your plan? Yeah, it'll be great. And meanwhile, he's wandered away, so none of us can see that this is happening, and none of us know this is going on, so we're kind of like, well, there's not much any of us can do about it, except just kind of hope to hell that it doesn't have a terrible effect on the rest of us. And so when the guy came in the room, she hid under the bed because he was like, oh my god, she's gone. So he came into the room to see where she was. And so he's like, okay, so does, you know, when he puts his head under the bed to look for me, because it's the only place in the room I could conceivably be hiding, I hit him with my blackjack that he didn't know that I had hidden on me. So our DM was like, sure, you can totally do that, I guess. Here's the roll your attack round, and he does. And she says, oh, because you're a 14-year-old girl and this guy is a strong man who actually deals with a lot of mental patients and stuff all the time, this person is way stronger than you are, so when you hit him with the blackjack, you need to roll super high. You didn't roll super high. So now he's mad that you're... there we go. Now he's mad that you've done this to him, and now he's going to beat the crap out of you. And he might just take what he wants. Now, my DM is not going to roleplay a sexual assault scene. We knew that to begin with. We knew that was not going to happen. But what it was is supposed to be kind of a lesson of, you went off on your own and did this thing, and now this is going to happen. And so now you're going to have to try to get out of this. And, I mean, fortunately he was able to get out of it, but then realized, oh, my character is about to either be assaulted or killed, and no one will know about it, and the rest of us will just move on with the game. So... no, Lysander, it's okay, because the 14-year-old was a teenage runaway. So we're just like, oh, Christ. That was the thing that happened. That was a long game. We all died. It was good. So, it's Call of Cthulhu. It wasn't D&D, it was Call of Cthulhu. Anyway. Oh, Perry has way more backstory. You used to be normal, I guess, and then you were cursed. Wait, okay, no. How do we know what the evil magician was thinking? Unless the kid is like, crazy, like, not crazy, telekinetic, psychic. That's it. I'll turn him into an umbrella. That'll be a lot easier. Yeah, it was, no, don't worry, it was totally messed up. And it wasn't exactly, you know, none of us were very happy, because this started essentially right off the top of the game. We did get to see demons. It was pretty bad telepathic. There we go. Thank you very much, Ember. So. I'm like, hey, like it says at the bottom of the screen, guys, Super Beej is so tired. I'm not thinking things through, but not that it matters. I'm gonna kidnap this kid anyway. I have played a Call of Cthulhu one-shot where 3 of us out of the 6 ended up, or 2 of us out of the 6 lived, and didn't have crazy insanity. We were just really, really hurt and had to like spend 6 months in hospital in traction because it was 1930s, and you know how that is. Oh, wait. I can't sell this. Maybe I can sell this. I don't understand what's just happened. Peach is just kind of like, oh, are we doing this where I have to be your psychoanalyst? I have never played Fiasco. Fiasco sounds awesome, and it seems like just the kind of thing where you know, where if everything goes wrong, then you're playing the game properly. That sounds totally right up my alley. All right, new area, Gleam Glacier. Oh, you know what? It's 8:30. I probably have no cash. I have no cash. I can't buy anything at this point. But I am going to take a brief break. Here we go, out of there. So I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back, I promise. Let's see if I can make all the things go the way they're supposed to. And we're back, and I can turn that off now. All right. All good. All good. All good. Brand new area, Gleam Glacier, the ice level. I think we're still okay, right? Yeah, look like we're just fine. It's so neat how you can see the mouse. Whee. Put it on the face now. Double click on Peach. Okay. Sorry. I'm a little tired, and I'm reading a little of what you guys have to say, so yeah. Yeah, the drive back was a lot better than the drive out because I had actually I managed to get some decent sleep. I feel so bad for that. That's crazy. It's just a game, it has no feelings. I felt so bad for this thing. There we go. Whoa, whoa, did I? Oh, yeah, because I'm sorry, I'm using the joystick and not the D-pad, which I should be using the D-pad. That falls. We saw that coming from a mile away. What the hell are you? Something. Okay. Fire? Does fire melt you? Nope. Don't know what that was all about. Do I just jump on your head? 17 too. Oh, no, I want you to. Thank you. Neat. Oh, I forgot you could power up and hit things. I don't know. I'll figure that out soon enough. I love that all you guys are having a really good conversation about RPGs now. This is awesome. What else do I do in my... Oh yeah, my improv troupe. We were talking about that earlier. I'm going to Billy Connolly my way back into this. Kabuki theater and anime is something that Ryan does. It is a cultural panel where he talks about... He's studied an awful lot about Kabuki in university. He's actually a trained Kabuki dancer, and he's quite good. I'm gonna see if he wants to do performances at conventions, because if he does, I'm gonna see if we can't make that happen for him. What else can I do here? Oh, there's a thing. Excellent. So one of these things has to work. Maybe if I cry on it, it'll freeze. Got there. Whoops. Didn't get there. That seems highly suspicious. Okay. Anyway. I feel like I'm missing some other stuff that we do. Oh, and, crap, that was so stupid. Triple U? Oh, double U becomes a triple U. Cool. Yeah, triple U, I don't, here's the thing. We will come to just about any convention. If they are willing to pay for us, we will go see them. And we will do things for you, and it will be fantastic, I promise. We haven't been to any cons in most of the United States. SacreCon's the only one that we've actually been to. We keep thinking about going back, but we're not entirely... we're not entirely convinced we want to make the trip. Plus, part of the problem is that it's just parallax. For those of you who are wondering if there's things behind the ice blocks, it is just the parallax making it look like there's things behind there. Damn it. So we will go to any con that will have us. If you know people or if you run cons and you want to see us come out and do stuff, and bring a few of us to do things, we are more than happy to make the trip and come entertain all of y'all. It is super tricky to work in the United States. What the hell? Wait. Whoa! Jeez, that worked astonishingly well. Okay. I don't know if that's what I was supposed to do, but that's what happened. God, what are all the other panels we do? Sorry, I'm just gonna try to think about this. Do our 3 shows, We used to do something called Anime Match Game. We don't really do that anymore. Dan Ross is doing a new thing called Batsumaru, which is not technically an SCT joint. It's something he developed on his own, much like how Ian owns something called Tilty House Studios, and he owns the Late Night Dub Fight format, which is why you could see that at Lurcon, and it doesn't have to involve SCT for any reason. Because he had said to Graham that, yeah, it's cool if you guys want to use that, the name and all that kind of thing, because it's, you know, it's good for him too. He gets a chance to show that off to people. People get to see Late Night Dub Fight and be like, oh, that is a thing. Yes, I know that thing. And so, okay, got through there. There, first toad of the match. So Dan Ross's Batsumaru comes from the two words for like yes and no. Batsu is X, no, that kind of thing, and Maru is circle, yes. Like if you see those little things people hold up, that's essentially what the thing is. And Batsu from Batsu game, punishment game, that kind of thing. Lord Hosk, if you have $8 for your daughter's birthday party, that's super sweet that you want to bring us out for her birthday party. I'm sure we can work something out. I don't know where your birthday party is exactly going to be located, other than in a backyard somewhere, but I'm sure that if we start at your $8 and we work from, you know, our standard rate, that we'll certainly meet in the middle. Probably more towards my middle, I have a feeling. Uh-huh. There we go. Come here, Benny. Get eaten. Nice. So Batsumaru comes from the kind of the yes or no thing, and he has those paddles that are like red with a circle and then blue with an X. And you Grand Rapids. Yeah, we can totally work that out. That's about as much. $8 is how much it'll cost for plane tickets, I'm sure. You know, I will probably just stay at your place, I'm sure. Oh my god. Oh, right. No, no. Of course I'm doing this wrong. There we go. Neato. You can go to 943. Well, that'll cover our meals. So Batsumaru is a multimedia game board that that Dan has come up with, and it runs in he runs it in his browser, and it's essentially an excuse to tell a lot of stupid jokes and you help people win points for stuff. So you'd be asked a trivia question. Why can't I go down? Maybe I'm not allowed to go down. Maybe I came through this completely the wrong direction. So yeah, Dan does this. There we go. Board game that's where everybody can win. If you win, you win Pocky. Is kind of the idea. And there's a it's like things bouncing around on stage, and there's like Maneki Neko, like Lucky Cats, and there's also like the Oni Square, all on this little circular board that just goes around and around, and there's some of those like exit sign things on the board, and they all mean something. You get bonus questions or like lucky questions, and you earn points or you lose points. It's all by the whim of whatever happens. You just kind of you basically dip your hand into a box and pull out a mahjong tile. He has a big mahjong tile that is a box that actually has smaller mahjong tiles, and you pull one out, and it's like, okay, so now we're gonna move you 4 spaces because you pulled out a 4 of dots, and I don't play mahjong, and so then he Wait, didn't I go in the other way? Oh, cool. Well, I'll get my mini game, I guess. Toad shot. I'm still missing another toad. Not in there, then, I guess. Maybe I drop out the... Yeah, I had a feeling. Whatever. Nah. And you just jump around on this board, and you earn, and there are, after everybody's, like, after you go, so 2 people go, then there's question round, and then everyone has to think. And then it's things like, he has a round that's called Incontinence, and in this case he's got one for Africa, and he'll put up a name of a country, and you have to say whether it is in Africa or it's not in Africa. But then other things like, what was it again? Decadent, that's what he calls it. And Decadent 1990s is all about different anime and whether or not they show up in the 1990s or not, like whether they were made in the 1990s or not. And of course, because he likes to be mean, he picks stuff from 89-90 or 99-2000, and so you'll have no way of knowing. It'll be like 4 months on either side of... it's super good. It's a lot of fun to watch, and Will is his voice. So, or Will is his announcer voice. And there's special prizes and stuff you can win. It's a goofy, fun time. The special prizes are like imaginary, but they're fun. And then then you win. The winner gets Pocky at the end of the round, or at the end of their game, and then 2 other people in the audience come up and play that too. I have never played chess boxing, but it sounds like a lot of fun. All these people. I wonder if my chat isn't frozen, have I? My chat is not frozen. Okay, moving on. Oh crap. Well, that was stupid. Maybe we'll go up. So anyway, that's the stuff we do in a nutshell. I've also done. You can buy a TK or a checkmate. Awesome. In the past we've done things like Celebrity Jam Session because I play guitar, Ian plays bass, like that kind of thing. One year when I was at Animathon, because I was also a director of PR, so it was easy for me to bring in guests and stuff too. I brought in Brian Dobson and Rob Bakewell one year, and they had Brian knows how to play guitar. Brian is an excellent guitarist, and I asked him about them, like, hey, do you want to just like come up on stage? Like, I'll have guitars there. You want to just come up on stage with me in a random room, and we'll just jam. And Ian will have his bass, and we'll just like play some songs and kind of dink around and whatever. And he's like, that sounds wicked. So we did that as a thing. And a lot of people showed up. Actually, and Rob Bakewell came to there too. He's like, I don't play an instrument, but I play the spoons. And we're like, great, get this man a pair of spoons. And he played spoons with us for a while. And it was just very loose and very fun. And like 30 or 40 people showed up to watch this in like a 100-seat room. And it was just kind of, yeah, let's just mess around and have fun. It'll be super great. And then we, the next year, I brought Brian Dobson back, and I also brought his brother Mike, both of whom they're voice actors. I also brought Kirby Morrow, and I brought Trevor Duvall, and Trevor also plays guitar, and Mike plays a little guitar. And I also brought in some other local people, like Randy Brzozowski, who has done some, is there nothing down? Maybe there is something down here. Let's just see what happens. Okay, there's nothing down there. Randy plays guitar as well, and so we all got together in a room, and Randy brought some drums. Yeah, Animathon, Edmonton's anime convention. I used to be director of PR for that. And so we all got together in a room, holds about 50 or 60 people, and it got crammed full of people who were like, are you kidding me? We'll come out here and we can just sit and watch you play. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of the point. So we had rehearsed about 4 or 5 songs on our own, and then we just got together and like, let's see what happens. And it was super fun. We just had like a great time doing it. Ian was in Japan, so he was not able to participate, but but yeah, that was a blast, and I would totally do that again. It's been hard though, because when you're trying to find people to play like that kind of thing with, that was a few years ago, Lord Lundar. That was like probably Animathon 11 or 12, I think, maybe. But yeah, it was a blast. We had a great time, and I keep trying to say to cons, you know, look, if you have guests who are coming in, you should avail yourself of the opportunity to let them practice all of their talents, because in a lot of cases, most people only know them by like, oh yeah, you were X voice for whatever, you only did like, you were Y thing for this, and it's like, if you don't give them a chance to be seen doing other things, a lot of times people just have it set up in their head that they're like, well, this person did this kind of thing and that's all. And we got such a great reaction from people who are like, you know, wow, I had no idea so-and-so could play guitar, or that so-and-so could do this or that. And it's just like, well, you know, what this is about is just trying to, you know, let people meet the guests. Like we used to, when I was in the 404s, we used to bring guests up on stage to play the improv games with us, because they're actors and they should know how to do that. Generally, if you give them some experience, plus usually they have to screw around a lot while they're in the booth. Sometimes it's just walla, where you just have to make up stuff that your characters are saying, because you have to fill like a crowd scene or something. Sometimes they actually do other things too, so yeah, I guess that works. So, I always tried to work the guests in a way that was like, let's show off all their other talents, because everyone's already aware of the fact that they're, you know, these really cool VAs, and they you know, have this ability to get to have all this fun all day. Let's show all the other things they can do too. Whoop, that's not gonna work. And, yeah. I mean, we had a lot of fun doing stuff like that. But I've never been able to reproduce it, unfortunately. Because, you get... Like, I almost did one year, but I had said to the convention that, you know, like, I'm gonna need to be in contact with your guests at least a month before the event. If they know how to play guitar and they're comfortable doing it in front of people and they want it, or they can play piano or whatever, keyboard or anything, that's great. But I'm gonna need to talk to them. Like, I need to know that they're comfortable doing this kind of stuff, and they have songs that they want to play and all that kind of stuff. So, and up until the event, the day of the event, nobody contacted me to say, because I had said I need to contact these people, and then nobody had contacted me. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess we're not doing this then. And then at the event, it was scheduled as a thing that I was doing the celebrity jam session, and it was in a room, and I went up to them and I said there was very specific conditions for this. You guys said nothing to me about this, but I told you, and then when I told you that, no, we can't do it because now whatever, it's like, okay, that's fine, and now you've booked it. So now what? I have to go to that room and I have to tell these people waiting that this is not going to happen because the con screwed up? And they said, well, don't worry about it. We'll make sure the room's taken care of or whatever. I'm like, okay, that's fine. But it's just kind of like, just dumb. So Lord Lunder, Animathon 7 was the one where that was one of the ones that I did the guidebook for that, I believe. So if you still have your guidebook, there you go. And Lord Hosk, you've never seen me play guitar. I play it every year at Desert Bus. I even brought my saxophone last year as well because I thought everybody would get a charge of just seeing that go down. There we go. Anything up here? Nope. There we go. Huh. Oh, I know where this is. Okay. I bet you if I go back down this thing, I go to a different area? Nope, same area. Boom. Thank you. Maybe I am supposed to go this way. It is cute how the sound she makes is underwater, though. That's kind of cool. Nothing up there. Okay. Then what happens? I can actually eat that guy. That's cool. It doesn't go anywhere. Okay, so I can't go up, clearly. Animathon 10 was the last one you went to? Animathon 10, I left. I worked 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. I took 10 off due to drama. And I was asked to return for 11, and I stayed on for 12 and 13. And then after 13, oh hell. They wanted somebody else to be director of public relations, and I said, okay, that's cool. Just so you know, I'm probably done doing stuff for Animathon then, and I don't know if that ever sat well with everybody, that I basically if they thought that I abandoned them or what the hell happened, but I don't really care. To be honest. There we go. The drama for Animathon, after Animathon 9, I'd had a bug up my ass about our chairman, because I don't think he was a very good person. Just let alone administrator or not. He's just not a very nice person. And I had already kind of taken my leave of, as far as him being a friend of mine. I was like, yeah, no, I don't want to do anything with that. And then when I had done that, I had realized that, wow, this guy's actually not really just a good administrator either. And we have been using him as chairman of Animathon for like the last several years in a row. There was no elections or anything, and I was just kind of like, we have to put up with the kind of crap that goes on. And then I started hearing stories about stuff that went on like that year about how he was going to cram through t-shirts for volunteers because one of the artists, he was going to basically ram her design through, despite the fact that it was nowhere near finished as something we could use as art. And the art director was like, I don't think this is very good. I think it needs to be finished. It's just not very evocative of anything. And he's like, no, we're going to use this and it's going to be fine, and I'm going to just push this through and take money for it and just make these things happen. And we kind of figured that was because he had a bit of a crush on her. Bullshit. He was totally trying to nail her. Which, you know, whatever. If that's how you want to be, that's fine. I wouldn't be that way to someone who's like under 18. But, you know, it's what he wanted to do. And so we were kind of like, I was like, that shit ain't cool. Especially because it's two things. One is that she's under 18. Jesus Christ, what's the matter with you, you monster? But then the other side of it being, you're abusing your power to do this. And it seemed pretty amazing that it was like, that shit ain't cool. And especially when you're older than all the rest of us and we're all in university and you're not even at this point. And it's just kind of like, this shit is not all right. And then I started hearing other things from other people about like, yeah, he doesn't take any of their stuff seriously. If he wants to do something, he wants to do it the way he wants to do it. I can't remember how old he was at the time, but I think it was like 28 or 29 or something like that. Anyway, so, but whatever. I mean, you know, a friend of mine, when he was like 19, went out with a 15-year-old, and I was kind of like, fuck, we don't think that's right at all. You should not be doing that. And it all just kind of... He was not the same guy who played the 14-year-old, don't worry about that. But it was just like, we don't know if that's an entirely cool thing. But, I mean, it's her family that has to say yes to this. Really, is her family okay with this? And they seem to be fine. And so I was like fine enough. And it's like, okay, well, I guess there's not much we can say or do about it in that case, but... Anyway, but back to the Animathon thing, it was, I mean, you know, my buddy and his younger girlfriend actually ended up being quite happy together for about 4 or 5 years, and then they broke up, because sometimes that happens, right? But, you know, that's the... Those are sometimes things that happen. Anyway, back to the thing with the whole Animathon thing. I was mad about the whole thing, like hearing that he basically isn't treating a lot of people in our organization with respect. He'd done that actually several times where he wasn't treating most people in the organization with respect. You know, he was basically going to run things his way, and that's all there was to it. And he didn't have that kind of autonomy, especially because I was vice chairman. And I did think it was weird that he wanted to make all these decisions, and he wasn't really listening to what anybody else had to say about stuff. We were just kind of like, this is not chill, dude. You need to maybe not do stuff like this. But none of us, I mean, the thing is, when you're all young, nobody has the balls to actually stand up and say anything a lot of times. And that's exactly what happened here. I didn't stand up and say anything until we were actually having our meeting after Animathon 9, and I said, okay, seriously, I don't think it's right that that you're doing this, that you're acting in this way. I think we should actually be having votes. So can we please just have a vote on you know, on who's going to be chair and who's going to be all these other things in the, like, we should probably implement that. And I'm like, And he's like, well, I'm not done doing what it is I want to do here yet. And I said, all right, then I'm actually just going to call for a straight one person, one vote. Whether you get to still be chairman or not. And I wonder if I should go up this first. That seems like fun. And we did that. We had our vote. He was voted out by one vote. A lot of people were like, well, now you've totally screwed us over because now we don't have this whatever. I'm like, I don't see how we've screwed anything over, especially because this is a, any one of us now can be chair if we want to. And we can have elections. I didn't, it wasn't like this was kicking anybody out of the organization. This was saying you are now forced to step down as chairperson, and we will have proper elections like maybe we should have had a long time ago. Regardless, though, what that set off was 2 weeks of the worst kind of bullshit all over our mailing list. Our executive mailing list, and I finally just said, surprisingly, I've really had it with this kind of bullshit. So I said, you know what, fine. If this is what's going to happen when this kind of shit comes to pass, because a lot of this was also seen as a power grab, and I'm sure all you can see why it was seen as a power grab, because I'm the vice chairman. Clearly this is me deciding that I want to have full control over how Animathon is run, so I'm going to push him out. Because that's what happens when somebody who holds on to power like that, that's how they come to have a relationship with power, is that it's something that must be held on to for its own uses. And as far as I was concerned, I was like, oh shit. I was like, this is not about power and control. This is about stewardship. Like, we're trying to see something through for the benefit of everybody who's actually working in this organization as well. And I feel like what's going on is, what the hell? Okay, so that's just unavoidable. If what's happening is that we're having a, if you think this is a coup, this is not the case. I just feel that we need to actually have real elections, like real people have. Yeah, no, Grimdrome, people get incredibly incensed about running a con. Drama behind the scenes is just part and parcel of doing it. We were all friends, or most of us were friends anyway. Oh, that's cool. If your friends are gonna act like this, that was neat. Imagine what it'd be like if you were not like that, so... but regardless, I put on my shoulders, being 34 years old now, I totally put on my shoulders. I could have handled that in a much, much better fashion. I could have actually said ahead of time, I don't think this is right. I think we need to have a conversation about this. I think we need to make some decisions and actually run this as a proper democracy. Let's actually influence some things. Let's everybody step down from our positions and start again. I didn't want it to be like that. I wanted to actually ask him everything at the table and see if he would actually make himself accountable for these reasons, and he didn't. And so I basically just went with the next option, which is we're going to just have a vote, and if that makes you uncomfortable, good. I think somebody at some point in life should maybe be making you uncomfortable about shit. So anyway, yeah, tons of drama. So I left, though, because I was like, F it, I'm done. I'm not interested in being part of the drama. So for Animathon 10, I left. They went to him and pulled him back, and they said, okay, well, do you want to come in and do this stuff? And they went and found him, and said, "Hey, do you want to come in and you know, be a part of things again? And this time we'll do it right." And what's funny is that I had one friend of mine. He contacted me. He's like, "Okay, we're gonna set this all up again." And I said, "Okay, wait, is this dude gonna be part of the whole planning process?" Planning process. And they're like, "Oh yeah, no, totally. We talked to him. We're gonna work it all out. We're gonna have a constitution. We're gonna have all these things that you know, our anime club has that we never actually implemented, but we're gonna do that first and foremost now. And it'll be okay." I said, "No, I don't think you understand. I mean, I quit the anime-thon. I quit our anime club because I didn't want to be in any club that would have him as a member. That is literally what I wrote on my resignation papers. It's the same reason why I quit doing that, because I was like, you know what, I can't take the drama of this. I'm not interested in being a part of it, and so I'm not going to do it anymore." And they said, and so my friend says, do you want to do this then? And I said, "I don't want to do this." It's like, okay, that's too bad. And so for a year I didn't. I instead went in with, when the improv troupe was doing performance, I went in, I did the performance, I had a lot of fun with everybody. Everyone was super happy to see me because they hadn't seen me in a while, because I really did just kind of walk away from everything. It was my last year of school anyway. And then, for Animathon 11, I get a phone call, and I found out that they had another meeting, and one of the guys who was on the planning committee said, "Hey, so we are going to, you know, like, we are going to do other things, right? Like what else is going on this year, like for planning Animathon and all this other kind of stuff?" And the dude said, "Well, the thing is, we just don't have enough people to run Animathon," which was kind of news to most of the people there, because it's like, yeah, we just don't have enough people who can run Animathon at this point. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to dissolve the organization, and that'll be it. You know, any of the money that's left over, which, let's be fair, Jesus, that was dumb. Let's be fair, was not a lot of money left over. It was like $1,000 or something, but it's essentially, he was just going to dissolve the organization and take the money with him, and that's what was going to be done. That was now it. And oh Christ, that was dumb. And so the guy from the planning committee is like, wait, you're voting to dissolve the committee? And he's like, yep. So they voted. And everyone, like, they voted and they dissolved the committee. I mean, they didn't really have to vote at all, because this guy essentially held like all the power he needed to do that all on his own. So when he dissolved the committee, the other guy said, he's like, "All right, I am now holding votes to establish a new committee. We're gonna call it the Alberta Society for Asian Popular Arts." Like, he had this kind of all ready to go, which was kind of impressive. And he says, we're gonna put together a new committee, and everybody who's interested in joining that and in running a convention called Animathon, you can raise your hands. And like 40 hands went up in the room, and this guy's did not. And so they took over Animathon by essentially dissolving it and then starting a new one immediately after, or starting it immediately after, and saying, yeah, this is what we're doing now. And then I got a phone call from him saying, "So Beej, we dissolved Animathon." "Oh, really?" He's like, "Yeah. So now we're starting a brand new organization, and we're going to be running Animathon with the new organization." "Oh, is so and so in this?" He's like, "No, they aren't." And I'm like, "Okay, that's really cool." And so then he said to me, "Do you want to be a part of this?" "Doing what?" He says, "What do you want to do?" I says, "I want to do PR again." He's like, "All right, you're in. We know you know how to do that." So basically I quit, I gave it up for a year, and then I was invited to join a better organization that was doing the exact same thing that I'd already been doing. So it all ended fairly well, but then again, like I said, after 3 years, they picked somebody else. Different people who were now in charge of ASAPA picked other people, and I was just kind of like, well, that's probably fine. I don't, you know, I was a little hurt by it at the time, but it was good for me overall, because I really didn't really need to keep doing it anymore. This is starting to get confusing. Okay, so this is a cry. Okay, hit that. There we go. Eat that. So, yeah. Maybe I go up that pipe instead. Let's go do that. Oh. Yeah, maybe I go up that pipe. So anyway, that's drama talk in a nutshell for all the stuff I've been doing. That is super weird. I guess I need that turtle to do that. Oh good. And I lost the turtle. Well, let's go through a door or something. The part of the drama that came from leaving the 404s and then starting Synaptic Chaos Theater essentially comes down to a lot of boy, I really want to get that. Is there a way to get that? Okay, there we go. There we go. Yay! I tend to get into my own drama mode whenever I feel like people are being treated unfairly, especially people that, well, I mean, it just has to be when I feel like somebody's getting a super raw deal for no reason, and that's what happened with us leaving and forming SCT. I felt that Will was getting a super raw deal from the guy who was running the 404s, and none of us knew that he was basically put on double secret probation, and we were just like, when I found out, I was just completely blown away, because I was like, well, what the hell? Why? Why is it so important why is it so important that this is going on? I can't understand it, because I don't know what problem it's solving. I don't know what it's you know, I just got really pissed off, and it's and so I discovered that as a result of that, though, I no longer trusted the director, and so I wrote a very long letter, and then other people stepped in and were like, you know, we have our complaints as well, and so they're like, you know, we kind of all have our own complaints about this, and so they started writing, and we just decided we're just going to write a letter for all of us. that just kind of detail all of our complaints. And they said, well, you know, my friends had asked us, like, you're talking about just like straight up leaving Beej, and I'm like, yeah, because I'm done. And they're like, well, I mean, wouldn't you want to try to work this stuff out? And I said, I've been thinking about that, if there's any way that I could possibly work this stuff out. And the problem is I'm having a very hard time seeing how I would work this out, because I feel like I've been betrayed and nothing bad has happened to me. I feel like cool. I'm glad I did that. It's probably pretty necessary. I feel like the possibility exists that because this crappy thing was done to Will, it could be done to any of us. There's no reason to believe that. There's no reason to believe that anything that Will did was, you know, it might have attracted the most attention from our director, but it doesn't necessarily mean that that any of us are any more safe from this than not. And besides, I don't feel like I trust the director anymore. I feel like I can't stand on stage with him, and that's in improv. That's super hard. Like, you have to be able to trust the people you're on stage with, or you can't do a good show. So, yeah. Yeah. Plummeting Sloths got it right. I mean, that's the thing, is when people start to have a creative difficulty and they start to split. Actually, and that's funny too, because we're pretty sure that, yeah, the shaped like a star thing. We're pretty sure, like, we had elected, because we're like, well, what should we tell people, because they're going to want to know what happened. And I said, I think we should just take the high road, and we should not try to make any more drama, because we knew, like, if there's something that people who go to conventions love, it's drama. And we're like, if we can take the high ground here and not create any drama, that would be ideal. There we go. Yeah, I know, right? Greshik's, this thing that's a star, you're gonna have to attack it. Whatever. So anyway, we decided to take the high road and say, like, okay, all of us left because we had creative differences and managerial differences with the previous troupe. That was our line. For 5 years, that was our line. I really don't give a shit anymore, because that part is over. And also, what I've been discovering is that because drama likes to shake hands with each other, the other group, which basically went out and got a whole bunch of guys who'd never done improv before, to try to keep all of the bookings they'd already booked in, when they'd had us for, you know, we'd been in that group for 10 years, and basically on the strength of us getting better and better and being able to do all this stuff, when we all walked, it was like, well, I'm just going to go find a whole bunch of amateurs and pull them in, and hopefully teach them improv in enough time to be able to fulfill all my other contracts. And what happened was, that worked, and it taught me a very important lesson about con improv and con comedy in a lot of cases, is that in most cases, if people have the name that is recognizable, a lot of times the con has no idea about what's showing up. So despite the fact that these guys, most of them were not capable of doing, like, they were not well trained, they seemed to think they were hot shit, which was funny, because that's how they lost a gig and how we won a gig, is because they kind of demonstrated to the people running the event that they thought they were the shit, and that the other team, us, we were the B team. We were clearly not as good as they were. And the attitude didn't sit well with that convention, and they were like, yeah, that doesn't seem terribly chill of them to say something like that. And that went along, that was like one of the reasons, I believe, why they lost that gig, but certainly it wasn't the only reason. But, you know, when you act kind of like that, well, what's funny is that eventually all those guys left, like about 2 years into being a part of that troupe, they all left, I don't know what they went to do. I don't know if they went on to go form their own troupe or whatever after that. But I mean, they left. It sounded like because they also didn't like the crap that the director was putting them through. So I was like, yeah, you guys might have wondered why we left, and now you know. So I laughed when that happened, and he had to go out and get a whole bunch of brand new people to bring in again. And again, same thing. The problem is that because, like I say, cons love drama, we're pretty sure that from having conversations with other people who run cons and their other events and stuff, that he was talking a whole load of shit about us, about how basically, and like I've said before, this was a thing where clearly I must have been doing this because I wanted control of the entire group for myself. I was mad with power, all these kind of things. That's what got set up as the narrative, not the fact that we wrote you a letter telling you that you've been treating us like garbage, all of us collectively, and one guy got it worse than the rest of us, but we don't think it's right that any of us should have to feel this way, or feel like, you know, we're not making a real contribution or anything. The problem is because we decided to take the high road and not actually spread the drama around initially because we didn't want to create any issues. We'd rather, like, you know, we're going to compete on the basis of how good our work is. We discovered that most conventions preferred to hear the story about how, oh, we were these awful people who stole everything that the original director had worked for, and just kind of took it with us and have no gratitude or whatever. So we were kind of like, oh, another death. And Hosky, you make an excellent point, right? It's funny how once people start getting a taste of, okay, this is how, you know, this is how I want to, you know, like now I'm going to have power, I'm going to exercise it responsibly. A lot of times they can just turn into bullies. And it's weird, I mean, chemistering, what's weird about it, though, is that because nerds are really used to getting bullied, you'd think that we would understand how not to be bullied. The problem is because we're so used to getting bullied, we don't know what it feels like from the other side. So when you get power, you think you're doing everything like properly, which I think is kind of the way that most people feel anyway. Even bullies probably feel like, no, I'm just doing what I do. Like, this is just what, you know, I don't think I'm being a bully. I just think I'm, you know, acting normally. Because this is what somebody like me does. And it's funny because you'd think that, you know, anybody who's a geek would have an idea. So, oh, death is when hearts go to zero. Okay, good to know. If I jump down a hole, that's dumb. Don't do that. Don't jump down a hole. So it sounds like some of you have been exposed to this before. Plummeting Sloth, you have seen the troupe and what happens to a troupe that has experiences those kind of problems where it's just a revolving door. Everybody who goes into it just forms this revolving door. And that is the worst, isn't it? It's just like you just kind of feel like what can I do? But, you know, I want to go have fun, but there's all these people who are here are so new, and yeah. Though I can understand the appeal, right? Like I totally understand. Actually, what's funny is that was when he held auditions. he held auditions to be a part of the 404s, and he didn't tell anybody why. So all these people who were coming to do auditions thought that they were auditioning, oh my god, we will finally be able to be a part of this awesome troupe with all these really talented people, these really funny guys that we've done a lot of stuff, that we've seen at all these conventions. And he didn't tell any of them that, oh yeah, by the way, you're replacing all those guys that you saw at conventions, and so they all showed up thinking like, oh, I'll get to perform with, you know, Ian and Dan and Beej and Will and all those guys and Aaron and Ryan and Paul, and only to find out that no, most of us, almost all of us, had left to go form, basically just left the troupe. I didn't think that he was aware that we were forming our own troupe at that point. But yeah, they were a little surprised when they found out that after the audition, everybody had passed, everybody was going to be a member, and in fact, all of you are now the primary team playing. So people were kind of surprised. I felt bad too, because, you know, some of them really want to be a part of this kind of thing from the beginning, and it was just like, now they feel a little bit, they felt a little bit screwed, I think, but anyway. On a lighter note, there's a late night dub fight where you and Corey did dubs of infomercials, Billy Mays and Shamwood Guy, respectively. Yeah, the reference I did, quarter note, has to do with, oh Christ, the Billy Mays thing, I think has to do with, it has to do with a podcast on the 5x5 network, and I think it was from Back to Work. I think it was Back to Work. I can't remember, but it was something. And it was just, it was so good. Like we had such a, I basically did it just to make her laugh and to make Ian laugh, because they're the only two people that I knew of that were actually going to get the inside joke with it. But it didn't matter ultimately, because everybody else loved it. I'm like, thank God it went over well enough with people. But it was me just going whole hog inside joke, because I thought, well, that's funny, and they'll find it funny. And I'm just basically stealing somebody else's bit to do it. But, you know, we enjoyed it for that reason, so. Oh, bad money management's the worst. This is not lure drama. No, this is not loading ready run drama. This is drama from my life. Years and years ago, back when I split, 5 years ago, from when I split off from my my improv troupe, and then a bunch of other people split off as well, and we decided, you know, we should just form our own troupe, and then we did our own thing. Yeah, no, Lord Lunder, I know it's not my fault. I felt really bad, because I'm kind of like, oh shit, they wanted that and they didn't get to have it. So, yeah, loading ready run is super easy for me. I show up, I game, or I hold a boom, or I be on camera and say some lines. And I mean, it's work. There's obviously it's effort to do it, but it is a very freeing way to be creative, to walk in and do that. I'm really, I mean, and plus I'm new, right? So I have no idea if there's loading ready run drama. I haven't been here long enough to understand if there's drama here or not. So. There's drama everywhere, though, right? So you're gonna find it no matter where you go. It's just how it is. I have to use the washroom. I will be back briefly or soon, and then we will have the last half hour of this, and maybe I'll even beat the boss. I don't know how close I am to doing that, but hopefully I will be pretty close. I need to finish the level I'm on. Jesus, I haven't even done that yet. Okay, back soon. Didn't even bother to run a commercial break. I like this. You're all inventing new conspiracies for what's been going on in the... Maybe? Sure, this seems legit. No. I'm not going back that way. I'm not going out like that. Wrong. There we go. Wow, that worked remarkably well. I want to go over there, wherever that is. Maybe this will take me there. How did we do this last time? I think it was like that. Seals hate it. Sorry, sea lions hate it when you set them on fire. I think you're a cyclone, right? Yay! Yes! Slide. Oh. Okay, so I'm missing one, but that's okay. That's not. What I just did was a terrible idea. Don't do that. Okay. I wish I didn't have to play this looking down, guys. I really wish I could play this like looking up and talking to you more, but it is nearly impossible. Oh, Lysander, you must be on really good allergy meds. Congratulations. Have a good night. You're gonna have the best night. I should take allergy meds like that. I should put myself to sleep. I have really actually considered in the past, just straight up getting some Benadryl as a sleep aid. Actually, I think I did that once. Now that I think about it. I don't remember it working, but there you go. Ah, hell. I went to Shoppers Drug Mart here in town. Oh look, there, it is the bad guy. Shoppers Drug Mart, I guess not here in town, but wherever. I've walked into their sleep aid aisle to buy sleep aids. And, I mean, yeah, that's the thing. All the sleep aids all had, what Benadryl is, and I always remember the real name for it, and then I forget it when I need to say it. But the fact is it's like, oh yeah, this is 5 milligrams or 10 milligrams of Benadryl, and I was just like, really? And they were more expensive than buying straight Benadryl. So, and that's the thing. Always read the boxes, right? Always see what you're taking, because it's you shouldn't just say, well, I'm just taking Nitol or Unisom or whatever. It's like, no, read to see what you're supposed to be getting, so you know what actual drug you're putting in your body. And when I found that out, I looked at the Benadryl box. I'm like, it's the same thing. And then I walked over to the clearance section where they had like this box of Benadryl is going bad in like a week, like it's losing potency in a week. So I'm like, this is $2, sweet. I slept very well. One night. I only slept well one night. And I've seen Arclight has worked out a tolerance to it anyway, so, or rather, it never worked for him. I'm sorry, but yeah. Yeah. I tried melatonin, and I heard there was something weird about it, but I was like, okay, I'll try melatonin. This should be interesting. And I didn't find out until I think like was it after I bought it or before I bought it? No, I knew before I bought it that melatonin has an effect on people sometimes. That when you dream, you're gonna have super weird dreams. Perhaps even nightmares. And I wasn't entirely cool with the idea of, hey, I'm gonna have some nightmares tonight if I take melatonin. But I tried it. I tried like the normal dose stuff. I actually have some melatonin that is high dose, which is like 10 milligram or something like that. Normally you're supposed to take like 3 milligram. And it's all derived from pigs. It was fast acting, that's what it was. You put it under your tongue, so it's fast acting and high dose. It's supposed to be like, this is gonna really like knock you out. So that'll be awesome. Boss, a dragon. I don't know which one's better. Yay! So happy. But man, I had a... Am I dead? Oh, I thought it was like I guess I'm just dead here. I'm gonna need... Oh, that was... I guess I was supposed to duck. Good to know. What the hell are those? There we go. Oh, crap! I had awful dreams when I took melatonin, and decided that I would never do it again unless I absolutely needed to. Like, so now I take my melatonin with me to a, now I take my melatonin to a, on convention trips. So if I really need to get some sleep because I'm driving out the next day, go. This guy does not appear to be that hard. Though if I could keep it together. Whoa, 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 whoa. Holy crap. No, that ain't right. Okay. Princess, heal thyself. I'm not sure what to make of this. Okay, well, his bubble thing is cracked. more of that juice. Oops. Really, my wife's in the chat? Oh, good, and she's red this time. I can read what she's saying. Well, when Parasol and Umbrella love each other very much. This is... So something I remember Heather telling me about this actually too. Oh, weird. Then that happened. They're not good at their jobs if they drop that umbrella that fast. But apparently, the story never really wraps up for Perry. Though I am interested to see what happens. Because I'd like to see how much of it is told, obviously. Wanted, it's free. He is mushroomy, isn't he? Cute. Lord Lundar, is that really true? Like, you have to play through Plus? Because if so, Heather's already beat this once. If she wants to play it again, I guess I'll be bringing it home. Oh, we're 10 minutes from the end here. Oh well, whatever. Let's go to the shop.
Hi!
Natural power. Well, that looks really good. Oh, I see. Oh, that is super good. It's like a drink of mystery. Why would I want to buy it? That's why I want to buy it. Oh my god. I should save up for that. Like, tough coffee is... That sounds pretty good, but that seems like the king shit. Like, ugh. Alright. I say we save up for the drink. That thing is very cute. Alright, I gotta kill everything so I can make some money off this. Oh, now it's the sky level, cloud level. That was no good. There we go. Nice call, Brolinar. I hope to hell that I'm not going to have to deal with disappearing block puzzles. Oh, you're too stupid to stay on the... That's right, you're a green one. Ugh. Stop looking at the screen. There we go. Oh, nice. I've always liked the color of these blocks, like all the stuff in Donut Plains in Super Mario World was probably always my favorite. All that weird kind of chocolatey looking stuff. Okay. Nope, straight boned. I'm gonna have me a drink. Whoa. God, I'm glad they don't get their wings back. Up. I don't think I'm supposed to go this way. I feel like something has gone horribly wrong. There's no down, is there? Yeah, I'm straight boned. Okay, let's make a heart. My phone is ringing. Hello. Hi. Oh, okay. Thank you. Goodbye. I just got some help from the official Nintendo helpline. They're watching the stream, and totally said, this is my uncle who works at Nintendo, by the way. Totally said, if you jump on the balloons, they just keep going up. Thank you, honey. My wife found this as painful to watch as you guys did, so I'm glad she's in the chat. Got there! Oh, well, that's no good. Oh, okay, there are some things at the bottom. That's alright. Neat. No. I mean, you know, alternately, if Heather wants to play through all the extra stuff that apparently she didn't play through the second time, she's not going to come in and play it here. It's not going to happen. I'm only saying that to tease the chat. There's like a pound of dicks I need you to eat. Hang on. Oh right, I can't jump properly when I stare at the wrong screen. Okay, you and your. There we go. Yeah. Umph. Pack chewy umph. Okay, we'll go through here. Do-do-do-do-do. There we go. Bye. All right. Ah, hell. Nope. There we go. Grab that, eat that too. Okay. That's the good stuff. Ta-da! No! You sly cocks. Alright, there we go. Okay, so one of two things has to happen. And maybe this is the one that happens first. Nope, that was the wrong decision. Better. Oh, cripe. Ah, I thought I had it in time. You know what? It's like every other Mario game. If you're just patient, you win. These guys are tough as nails. Come back. There we go. Ooh, there is a thing. Let's do that. How am I doing this? Straight cash. They just give this one to you. It's like, screw it, just have it. I guess they must be making a new Transformers movie the way you guys keep talking about things. Unless they aren't making a new Transformers movie and this is just like a fun side discussion that got started in the chat for some reason. I like that idea, actually. On occasion, you guys are just like, you know, it'd be fun, a new Transformers movie. Let's talk about that for like an hour. I wonder if they only come at you from the one side when you're like the side you're staring at. Yeah, apparently they seem to. Well, you guys are active. Straight nope. Oh. Oh no. This is not going to end well. Okay, this is going to end better than I thought it would. Clap, clap, clap. Ah, hell. Alright. I'm done here. I'm super tired. Good cripes. But this was really good, and I'm glad that this all worked out somehow in the stream. That I guess everything has been all messed up. Was it Alex took over my stream? Somebody took over my stream. Then the Book of Passwords got all messed up, and then now I'm here for House of Stark, which is Beej's Backlog tonight. And yeah, it's been a weird week. Fortunately, everything gets back to normal. We will see you again on the next stream coming up is Checkpoint Plus on Monday, followed by GPLP, and then followed by Beej's Backlog again, and I will be doing my thing that I do. I'm just gonna back out of this, because I have 1,700 coins. It's not enough for 3,000 to refill the thing, which is what I totally need to do this. So, I can take my headphones off, because I don't have to listen to the music at this point. Cables have gone everywhere. Oh no. Everything is awful. But yeah, it was a great. Oh, Graham took over my stream. And then I took over his stream. That actually worked out wonderfully. So thanks, guys. I've had a great time tonight, as always. You have yourself a wonderful night. Enjoy your upcoming weekend. I will enjoy mine as well. I guess some of you in the States have a day coming up. We just had Victoria Day on Monday, which is why I could drive back from Calgary in 12 hours, 13 hours. I sped just a bit, but I made it, and I got home, and that was what was important. And I'm gonna go home and maybe eat something else, and then sleep, kiss my wife. I should always do that. So this has been, I'm Beej. Beej on Beej's Backlog. And if you've enjoyed this, this is the Loading Ready Run channel, Loading Ready Live. And if you like checking out my stream for God knows what reason, please check out all the other streams of Loading Ready Live. And if you want to subscribe, that is really cool because it helps us too. But you can also just follow us, and that is also really cool because it helps us as well if you just want to follow us. And on top of that, I don't know what goes on these days with subscriptions and all that kind of stuff. I'm assuming it's the emotes, and I don't know if we do other special things or not because I have forgotten to ask and it's late for me to remember. But if you like this stuff, you should check out loadingreadyrun.com, which is where all of the scripted humor comes from, where we have the sketches, the crap shows, and everything else. You should also check out, because I just watched it and it was super fun, and I know next to nothing about magic, the new conspiracy video that went up on the Magic the Gathering page, and it was like 3 hours of footage that Graham and Kathleen had to edit down, some ridiculous amount of footage. Now, let's just say 9 hours of footage, I don't care. But they had edited it down to 32 minutes, and they made a really tight way of showing you how the new conspiracy format deck draft thing that Wizards of the Coast has come up with is really cool. I'm not doing this as an ad, I'm just doing it because it was a really good watch. So, but you can check out Tabletop Deathmatches where Graham is tonight. He's just watching the free thing, and of course hang out in the chat because everybody here likes to hang out and is very friendly. And I had a great time talking with you guys. Sorry I had some quiet moments. That's what happens. Sorry I dumped a whole bunch of drama on you, but I don't give a shit anymore about what happened with all that drama back in the day. Have a great night, everybody. Thanks for coming on. And, I don't know, sleep well, because I know I'm gonna.